AITA for not giving my sister my wife's clothes? NTA. Besides the fact that you are following your wife's wishes, your sister is acting like a vulture. And why is your mother worrying about your sister taking your wife's death hard when you were the one who lost their wife? So, no, you are doing nothing wrong. You are still grieving. Your sister is treating you like a thrift store. And your mother is completely ignoring your grief because another family member is better at being dramatic. NTA, and you're right. Sarah is 100% a selfish cow. Who would begrudge clothes being given to women in need who are trying to get their lives on track? Sarah, that's who. And your mom tells you that Sarah is taking your wife's death hard? What? With family like that, who needs enemies? I'm sorry you're dealing with this and hope you have people in your circle who treat you a whole lot better. I'm sorry for your loss. NTA. It's your wife. How dare Sarah mention it at the funeral? Entirely selfish and classless and callous to your pain. And then to bring it up again and say it's to remember your wife by. She doesn't care about your wife and never did. And then to insult your deceased wife by calling her selfish. Your mom is also a problem. Sarah is having a hard time with your wife's death? Really? Not you, the husband? I'm sorry, but your sister and your mom suck. You should reevaluate why they're in your life and if they deserve to be. Your wife was better than your sister. Who has the character of a, well, you said it, a selfish cow. I'm very sorry for your loss. You are not being melodramatic. You are reacting to something ugly and insensitive in a very normal way. I think you might be wise to avoid your mother and sister for a while. Your sister may be forever. Her character isn't going to change, and she has no qualms about saying terribly hurtful things if she thinks they further her selfish goals. If there's a group for young bereaved spouses in your area, maybe through your religious denomination or through a community mental health center, you might find people there who are sensitive to what you're going through and can offer you kind peer support. Donate those clothes in your wife's name to the charity she supported as soon as you're ready to do so. Block your sister and your mother. The world is full of kind, supportive people who will offer you more of what you need than your blood relations. Please walk away. You've already gone through enough. NTA. What the hell did I just read? She's demanding clothes and calling your dead wife selfish? For thinking of ways to empower women while dying? Be nice because your sister is taking your wife's death hard? Gonna go with NTA. I am sorry for your loss. And that your mother and sister are delusional. I'm not fond of my Sil, but FFS, if she had cancer you bet your ass I'd be cooking, cleaning and taking care of the dogs for them. AITA for telling my family I'm my own person and not a walking tribute to my great-grandpa? Your dad's grandpa isn't there for them to show him their love anymore, but you are right there in front of you. And they aren't showing you any love, in Ta. It's entirely possible that you could have moved on to Tom at a later date. Or even now, if they hadn't been pressuring you to be their replacement grandpa this whole time. Plus, as great-grandpa died 2 weeks after you were born, you couldn't be the reincarnated version of him anyway. So they need to let it go. Joke. I have no idea how reincarnation works. NTA. I'd start threatening to change my name to Bob to honor someone else's great-grandpa if they don't. Stop. Where do your family's expectations end? Do they expect you to get the same job as your dead great-grandpa? Marry a woman of the same name? Have the exact same number of children and name them the same thing? Every grown-up has a right to be called what they want. And even some children in healthy households are allowed that grace. I'm sorry you've been yoked with your family's need for you to be who you're not. It's genuinely weird that they acknowledge great-grandpa Tom had the right to not use Thomas, but think you should be forced to use a name a man you never met chose to use 100 years ago. The good news is you're close to being out of the house. And you can practice this phrase. That sounds like a you problem. Because I like my name. And that's all that's important. As for Tommy sounding like a boy, Tommy Lee Jones begs to differ. NTA. However, if you really want to stir the pot, tell them that as soon as you turn 18, you're going to legally change your name. Tell them something like Ludwig, or Sven, or Jean-Pierre, or Vladimir. The screeching would be heard for miles. Good luck. Op. You are you, not a walking headstone for Gramps. NTA, your point is correct. You are your own person. Not a carbon copy of Grandpappy. Might want to consider going LC or NC if these people who call themselves your family continue to undermine and ignore your preferences. As a rule, I'd just never name a kid after a family member, especially one who's passed on. It places an unnecessary burden on the child and prevents them from ever creating their own identity. As proven in your case. Edit. Semantics. AITA for telling my best friend he is starting to sound like his dad? AITA. You got the kid to read and it sounds like you made a spot on comparison. If your friend doesn't want to be compared to his dad, he shouldn't act like his dad. NTA. Sometimes we repeat unhealthy patterns learned during childhood without meaning to do so. You pointed it out so he wouldn't do it to his own kids. I would hope my closest friends would also tell me when I need a reality check. NTA, you made a fair comparison. He is essentially doing exactly what his father did to him, leading to the strained relationship they have. Ask him how he felt when his father pushed him to read things that he was not interested in and how that impacted their relationship. Ask him if he wants to avoid that with his son. Sometimes people need to be asked the hard question and made to feel uncomfortable to get them to see things they are missing. You're a wonderful uncle. Your friend should be thanking you for getting his son reading at all. Even if it is silly. The benefits of reading for fun are enormous. Does he think 10-year-olds want to read political biographies or something? Does he ever speak to his child? It sounds like he's never even met a child. And why are unrealistic movies okay but not books? So much going on here. NTA. AITA for refusing to hold my girlfriend's hand at a funeral? NTA. But greater than my girlfriend is a girl made me laugh so hard. I am sorry for your and your friend's loss. All else being equal, she should be your priority. But Omar's need was way greater than hers in that moment. So you rightly gave your attention to him. And you respect the traditions of people who are hosting the funeral. If she didn't want to respect the no-touching rule, she shouldn't have come. NTA, you were there to support Omar in his grief. Your GF didn't even know college. She didn't need comforting like Omar did, and she already knew his culture's rules on men, women not physically touching. None of today nor this is about her. But she's trying to make it about her. She's better ignored and spend your time today with Omar. NTA. She shouldn't have gone in the first place. But she had to make it about herself. Her behavior was disrespectful and selfish. Let her be mad. Thanks for clarifying that your girlfriend was a girl. I was lost until that point of the story.